Hey folks, Pat Flynn here. No kettlebell workout of the week today. Instead, I'm going to field a few questions that Christine pulled up for me through various email, social media, etc. I think these are excellent questions. Actually, let me pull them up right now. I completely forgot to do that before I started the camera. All right, so check it out. Got the beaver here today. I give these little things out on my blog from time to commenters. And I'm still looking for this question, let me tell you. And so what I want to do is, if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer for you in a sort of format like this, shoot me an email, leave a comment on a YouTube video, etc., and I will be happy to get to as many of those as I can reasonably. Okay. So, and then I'll also give away a few of those guys as well, because everybody wants a beaver, right? Question number one comes from my friend David. Hey Pat, completely agree with this idea of treating strength training as practice, as I have seen this fruit better results in the long term. Using fruit as a verb. Interesting. However, can you shed some light on the low volume that you prescribe and the reason behind that? Coming from an Olympic lifting background, I'm used to more volume through Bulgarian and Russian programs, but I'm interested to hear your reasoning behind that. All right, reason number one. People who are using these like Eastern Bloc, high volume Russian, Bulgarian methods typically are not going for the same things that I'm going for. Here's the difference. My philosophy of fitness minimalism is we do, the least amount of fitness work that we need to do to improve upon our health. So no fitness endeavor should ever sacrifice health, right? My end goal is better health, okay? I'm not trying to forge elite athletes. But if I were trying to forge elite athletes, I would still take a reasonable approach. I certainly wouldn't send them to CrossFit. That being said, coming from an Olympic lifting background and using these Bulgarian or Russian methods, those methods are geared towards athletics. They're about numbers and performance. So the ends are different. All right, now that's not to say you can't have some very impressive numbers or be a very impressive athlete with a minimalistic approach. You can. There's a lot of coaches that would argue in favor of that over a high volume training approach. Now, here's where I'm coming from. The goal of exercise, always foremost and forever, should be to fatigue and stress the system, particularly the muscles and the various energy systems, to elicit the biological imperative, the adaptation response, for us to induce a short-term stress so that we can grow stronger, healthier, etc. You do not need a high-volume training program to do that. You do not need a super intense training program to do that. You just need to do the right things, and then need to do the right things right. So, with my approach, I'm not trying to get people to set world records. Now, I'm pretty strong. I can do some strong things, but most importantly, I'm healthy. I'm not injured. I'm not broken. All my joints work. They work really well. I'm not in pain, and neither are any of my clients. That being said, I maintain a very, a low body fat percentage year-round. I maintain very good strength levels, very good performance year-round on a very minimalistic approach. Now, I'm not going to be setting any world records anytime soon, not in anything worthwhile. So the point I'm getting at is, there are unreasonable, programs you can do for athletics. And, if you're chasing athletics and you want numbers, that's a choice, and that's totally cool. But, being an NFL player might not be the healthiest thing in the world. But then again, who really cares? Because some people would, they would give up anything to be an NFL player. They give up their health, and then, even afterwards, when they have brain damage, when asked if they would do it again, some would probably even say they would. So that's a choice. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but it's a choice. And my choice is never, ever sacrifice health. High volume training programs, to an extent, will do that almost always and invariably. Athletes are constantly, the majority of athletes, I should say, are usually overreaching, if not overtraining. Any of my programs, we're not going to do that. We're not, very rarely will I even push people to a state of overreaching. It's just not necessary for somebody who's just looking to be fit and healthy. So with that being said, my programs aren't necessarily low volume. They're low daily volume, but they're pretty high frequency. So if you want to get strong at something, you don't have to practice it a ton every day, but you should practice it every day. So, with any of my strength programs, you're going to be doing strength training. The sets are probably going to be less than 5. You might run like 1 to 2 ladders, but you're going to do that 4 to 5 days a week. So you're constantly greasing that neurological groove, right? You're constantly practicing that pattern. You're going to become more efficient at it. Because the reps are low, because the volume's low, you can move a heavier load. You can elicit that biological imperative. You can generate a lot of tension in the muscle. You get really strong without having to do a lot of work every single day. So my approach is different, but the volume is sort of spread a little bit more thinly. What's good about this is you recover quickly. You get fresh practice, meaning you're not overly fatigued. You can go into these sets feeling good. And beyond that is it's sustainable. Anybody who's ever done the 20 rep squat program will tell you that it's pure hell. It's not sustainable. It's something that maybe you could do like once a year. Even if you're young and healthy, it's not sustainable. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Even for a lot of bodybuilders, it's like when you really get down to it, 20 rep squats. Yeah, all right. Anyways, that's I hope that's helpful for you to sort of understand where I'm coming from with my approach of fitness minimalism versus where coaches who use a high volume Russian Bulgarian program might be coming from. The ends are slightly different, and it really ultimately comes down to what do you want? Right? Do you want to be a high level Olympic lifter, or do you want to exercise to be healthy, to be strong, to be lean, and to be fit in the general sense? That's what I'm going after. If you want a program specifically for athletic endeavors, I can help you do that, but it's still going to be a reasonable minimalistic approach. All right? Thank you.